I
Oh
gotta
my
turn on
goodness.
AEW. We got a new women's champion. I gotta see how it went down.
Got a
Oh,
new
word?
TNT champion too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Hey yo, what the?
and we have an exclusive for the world to see. We have officially the masked man who has been curb stomping everybody in the vision from the moment of the Royal Rumble to now. Live on the Wrestling podcast. This is going to be. I know this is sudden and it's late breaking, but it's okay though. I'm glad that you're here to join us. Although you look very very close in person with your brother Hugh, but I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying it's I'm elated. It's because you decided to take the restaurant to be a part of. And maybe we can get some answers for you later. But guess what? Not only do you have a lot of answers, a lot of questions to answer, Mr. Match Man, but Ryan H, it's going to be a long show for you, buddy, because we have to answer another $1 million question. That's exactly what we do here on the Wrestling Realm. Can Roman Reigns still carry the WWE in 2006? The times have changed, Brian. Let's see you skate out of this one. We got some things to discuss, not to mention what did you watch. And it's also Black History Month. We have our Black History Month spotlight and more. And we got to figure out what is going on with this masked man. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. As you can see, the shenanigans have already started. It's going to be a long show. Let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay. Welcome to the Wrestle Realm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I'm your host, yours truly, the realness himself, the real Dwayne Allen. And I'm truly in the building. And he is your host. Not just any guy, but the belt guy, Brandon the guy, who's not in the building today. And he is your host. Usually it's a super producer named Brother Hugh, who we refer to as Has the Third. A to the A to the S, T to the A to the D, 3 to the R to the D. I think is in the building, but right now we have this masked man who seems to be curb stomping everybody in the vision. And he is your host, the man, the myth, the legend. I can point it right to you, Brian H. The heart and soul, the founder of the Wrestling Realm, and still in 2026, a heel. And guess what? He still might be Mr. Still Your Goddamn Show. Brian H. Waters is in the building. Oh my goodness, we're joined by a guest. What in the world? What's going on? This is a surprise. I'm elated because the Wrestling Room has an exclusive. We have a scoop. We got to figure out who this masked man is. Masked man. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. You've been curb stomping a lot of people in the vision. It doesn't seem like you seem a lot taller on television. But you're here now, and I don't know if you want to speak, if you have answers, or you just come to enjoy the vibes of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast. But on that note, I do want to say welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? I'm not worried or nothing. Masked man, you know.
Hey, everything is great. Everything is fine. You know, I enjoy your brother's show. I watch you every week. You know.
Okay.
But sometimes stuff gets kind of rough, you know what I mean? I got to put my foot down.
Yeah, you've been putting your foot down on the necks of the vision lately. I don't
That's
know if
absolutely
it's
right.
Heyman. I don't know if it's Braun Breaker. I don't know what your issue is. And you know what? Respectfully, that's none of my business. But hey, we are a welcoming bunch. We appreciate you joining us for the Wrestling Rum Now podcast this week. And maybe we can get some answers from you later about what's going on with that. But it's a good thing that you're here. It's because today we have to, first of all, let me just make this very clear. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania. Like it's here. It's happening. right? Roman Reigns, who has won the 2026 WWE Royal Rumble, he has called his shot. He's called out CM Punk. But you know what? Another $1 million question came to my mind, and I said, you know what? Is the landscape really set up for Roman to win these days? I mean, after all, this isn't the pandemic. This isn't 2020. There's a lot of things that have happened since then, and I have a great analogy that can prove what I'm saying to be true. So we're going to explore once again, if you haven't noticed or you didn't see the title of the show, can Roman Reigns still carry WWE in 2026? Or is it time for someone else to step up? We have a plethora of talent that has stepped up their game since Roman has been gone. Not to mention, there's a couple of young talent that might be the next big superstar in WWE. But that is that's the meat and potatoes of what today's show is going to be about. Now, since we have a special guest, listen, we are in an anniversary year. It has been 15 years of the wrestling realm. Now, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the shenanigans that have taken place when it comes to the wrestling realm, but I promise you, we have had some excellent content over the last 15 years, and this is the month that we are choosing to celebrate. So, like I said, we, first of all, thank you for joining us. But yeah, this is a celebration year for us. The wrestling realm has been around for a little bit, and thank you for the applause. And we're going to spend all of 2026 celebrating all the things that we've gotten into. We have some new shows, we have some content coming out. We had the revival of our flagship show, The Wrestling Realm. We have so many things coming, and we're going to celebrate all year long. So, like I said, stay tuned to all the social media accounts and anywhere you can find us, just to stay tuned for any new announcements. But if you're not as familiar with The Wrestling Realm, just take a quick moment to catch up. And there you have it. 15 years of the wrestling realm. This is going to be a fun year. And like I said, we have so many special guests coming through. Once again, if you're not familiar with who you're seeing on the screen, Brother Hugh was supposed to be here, but instead of Brother Hugh being here, the apparently the masked man who has been curb stomping the vision over the last couple of weeks has joined us. So, like I said, we're a welcoming bunch, so it's good to have him here. So, moving forward, it is February, which means it is Black History Month. And every Black History Month, we take the time to do a Black History Month spotlight for each week during the month of February to celebrate the pioneers that have and the icons that have come before us and allowed even us, men of color, to do what we're doing now. Those to pay respects for those who have paved the way for us. So, without further ado, drum roll, please. We're going to announce this week's Black History Month spotlight. So you like that? It's ethnic drums this time. Luther, Lindsay. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. If you're not familiar with them, trust me, by the time I'm done, you're going to have a quick history lesson about Luther Lindsay. Luther Lindsay is one of the first African-American wrestlers to become a major star in professional wrestling. The former football player turned international grappling superstar competed in the NWA, All Japan Pro Wrestling, and Stampede Wrestling, and so many more. Lindsay wasn't just a pioneer of the submission game, but he was also a civil rights icon in the world of sports entertainment. Most notably, he competed in the first interracial match in the history of Texas. Can you believe this? And he became the first, I said the first, African American to challenge for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Not only did Lindsay train under Stu Hart, he also holds the rare distinction of having defeated Stu Hart in the dungeon itself, which earned Lindsay such a degree of respect that Hart literally carried a picture of him in his wallet for 50 years. For much of the early 1950s and 60s, Lindsay was billed as the U.S. colored or Negro heavyweight champion and took part in many of some of the first interracial professional wrestling matches held in the United States. Between 1953 and 1956, he faced off against NWA World Champion Luthez. in a series of matches. Although largely resulting in time limit draws, he was the first African American to make a challenge for the title, and he also earned Thesz's respect during these bouts publicly. And Thez, he went on record to publicly praise his wrestling ability. Not only is Luther Lindsay an icon, but he's also a pioneer, and he was inducted into the WWE Legacy Hall of Fame in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Luther Lindsay. Huh? How about that for a Black History Month spotlight? Isn't that dope?
Yep.
I mean, Luther Lindsay, goodness gracious. It doesn't get any bigger than that, man. I don't understand why we're not talking about this guy a little bit more. It's got to be something out there that we have to get into a little bit more so we can get some more information about Luther Lindsay. I mean, that's a superstar. I mean, one of the first major, if not the first major African-American superstar in the history of professional wrestling. That's a big goddamn deal. So, like I said, we'll continue with our Black History Month spotlight next week as we highlight another icon and pioneer of the industry during this Black History Month.
Is it Cody Raheem next week?
You know what? We got to dig deep into this. We got to see the heritage when it comes to Cody Raheem and his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the daddy.
I know Hollywood does. He's a fan of him, Brother Raheem.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just gonna keep you right where you're at right now.
Oh boy. Well, without further ado, I guess it's time for us to get into a few announcements. Well, it's an anniversary year. Some things are changing. We got some things moving. Yes, Black Access Prototype. Justin, thank you for joining us. That is true. But not only is today a special day, not only is it an anniversary year, not only do we have a very special guest, we have the masked man who has been curb stomping the vision all over town for the last couple of weeks. We also have a few announcements to make. Good brothers. Episode 2, it officially drops tomorrow. Episode 2 of Realness Reacts, where I finally react to AJ Styles finally retiring. Or is he? Huh? You like what I did there? It's a question mark at the end. That's the hook. AJ Styles finally calling it quits. It took me a few days to get myself together, but I wanted to make sure that I dotted my I's and I crossed my T's, and this was official. So officially tomorrow, by tomorrow morning, episode 2 of Realness Reacts will be available on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Wrestling Room. This should be a fun one, but you guys want to see a little snippet? You guys want to see a little teaser?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You guys want to see a little? Our guest is familiar with what we do because he seems very excited about the shenanigans. But without further ado,
I told you I watch the show every week.
No, I appreciate that. This is why we're glad to have you here. And we just got to figure out why the heck you keep curb stomping the vision. You look a lot taller on person and on TV, but we'll get into all that.
Probably a lot lighter too.
Yeah, a little bit. I just figured it might be the lighting or something like that, but that's not important. Anyways, without further ado, here's a little clip. This is a little snippet, a little teaser about what you can expect from episode 2 of Realness Reacts. AJ Styles finally retiring. AJ Styles is officially retired. It doesn't sit well with me as I say it over and over again, but I must do this. As crazy as it might sound, I actually met AJ Styles. Let me tell you that story. I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't say nothing. I didn't fan out. I said, let me play it cool, because that's how it is when you work in the industry. You can't act like you're a huge fan, even though inside I'm dying, because that's AJ Styles. I played it cool all the way until the end. I don't think I've ever told this story before, so Brian is going to get a kick out of this. All the way until the end, and I said, I just met AJ Styles. And he's like, what? I said, yep. Carried his bag down the steps, and I don't care what you say. You can call me whatever mark you want. It does not matter. Fate was fate. And AJ Styles, simply phenomenal. Are you guys tired of me saying phenomenal? Okay, I figured you would be. You think they're tired of me saying phenomenal? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, all those stories and more. Realness Reacts episode 2 will be up by tomorrow morning. So that means February 12th. Tomorrow morning. Realness Reacts episode 2, AJ Styles finally retiring. Man, this was a difficult one for me to do, but I enjoyed it. You want to hear another snippet, Brian
Yeah.
H? I made the
Yeah.
announcement. I said, Brian H, I need to condense these down a little bit. First one went about 24 minutes, and I think I'm gonna cut it down a little bit more for this one. Guess what? Definitely went
What?
over. Went from 24 minutes to 27 minutes. So long-winded Larry still hanging strong. So yep,
Yes.
I thought I was gonna cut it down. Nah, it didn't work out that way. But
Nah, baby, that's for somebody else. You gotta keep it right where it's at.
I mean, clearly, it's just I got to be who I am, and that's long-winded. So, like I said, tomorrow, Realness Reacts episode 2 will be available on YouTube.com. Pay attention to our social media platforms there, as well as some social media shorts, some little snippets about how the show went. But until then, I think we've covered everything. We've covered anniversary. We've covered our guest, who seems to be curb stopping the vision from here to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've done our Black History Month spotlight. I think it's time for us to start the show. I asked you guys how you were doing, but it's time to get into it. So without further ado, I'm going to ask our co-hosts Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa to do us the ceremonious honors of helping us get this show started the correct way by helping us ring the bell. Gentlemen, can you help us start the show by ringing the bell, please?
Want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
Every week we do a segment here on the Wrestling Realm known as What Did You Watch? Is because we have to watch a ton of wrestling so that we can get here on Wednesdays and talk about more wrestling. I don't make the rules. That's just the way it works. But with that being said, we have a designated slot for us to discuss those moments because we don't always get a chance to express ourselves through text message, in person, so on and so forth. So that's why we have this segment, What Did You Watch? Brought to you by our good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. All right, good brothers. What did you watch? Oh, wait, Brother Hugh's back. Brother Hugh, I don't know if you noticed or not. Bro, did you see him? Did he leave?
See who?
Bro, the masked man who has been curb stomping the vision from here to Germany was just on our show. He was a guest. He showed up. I swear to beans, bro. He came here. He spoke to us and everything. I swear he was telling us, and we just went to a segment, and I say, look, man, we get back. We got to talk about, can Roman Reigns still, can he still carry WWE in 2026? I said, but listen, if you stick around, we'll have some questions for you. Maybe you can kind of get some stuff off your chest. He looked a little different in person, but good.
He was here?
He was literally right here. You just missed him. I mean, it's good to have you, though. I gave you a shout out and everything. So, but it's
I appreciate
you doing,
that. I'm great.
Man, you must learn about the NWA World Negro Heavyweight Champion now.
Oh yeah,
you know what I want to say.
I'm serious.
No, you know what I want to say.
We just learned about it.
Okay.
Luther Lindsay. I need a Luther Lindsay movie.
I would definitely check it out on social clips.
No, yeah, you should. Yeah, go back and check it. I know you just got here, but goodness gracious, man, that was good. But Brother Hugh, thanks. You got here just in time for What Did You Watch? But like I said, we're here, brothers. How you guys doing? What did we watch this week? How do we spend our week in this pool of professional wrestling? Outside of what I'm going to say, you guys are going to get a kick of what I tell you once you guys are finished. This is going to be funny. Watch. But go ahead.
I just went back down the rabbit hole, attitude rabbit hole. You can never go wrong with the attitude era. Right now, I'm watching Austin, and he just came back from his injury. Just going crazy on people. Stunner, you know how they do it in the attitude era. Just straight chaos. Come down, glass breaks. Everybody in the ring gets a stunner. On him.
It's when
that's how I'm feeling right now.
The pop goes up, and it goes up, and it goes up. You're like, it's not coming down. It keeps just going up.
Right. So you can't go wrong with that. So that's what I'm paying attention to right now. On top of the other stuff that we've seen in the wrestling world today. Raw, SmackDown. Get well soon. Chelsea Green, Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa just lost his title to
I saw
Fletcher.
I saw that.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
No, I mean, it is Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. But
right.
Okay,
just saying.
Statlander lost her title too to Thekla.
Yep. That's one of the things that Brian H. kind of pointed out.
Yeah. Okay. I got to watch that match then.
Yeah,
was it good?
Go back. Yeah. I think it was. Brian H.
I ain't watching it yet. I was I was playing Island mode on WWE 2K.
Well, at least you tell the truth.
I got it on. It's on. You know that
You
in
know,
Elimination Chamber 2021 in the
you're gonna be on-
Thunderdome.
You're going to be on island mode when you have to answer a lot of these questions. That I mean, Brother Hugh, we talking
Getting
baseball,
ready for the
right?
show, baby.
Chris Baker just signed with the Orioles after 11 years. I hate when we do that. Like, why don't we make these guys, when everybody's on their way down, they want to come anyway. But
Right. 18
you know,
mil for 1 year. That's crazy.
Let's just see if Brian H can bet 500 at least when with these questions, because I need to figure out, is Roman Reigns the guy anymore? Is he the way? Is he had a lot to say, Brother Hugh. He had a lot of critiquing, but we're gonna figure it out today. But Brian H, what did you watch this week?
This week, I watched. You know what I enjoyed? A few things. Willow Nightingale and Mara Sade at GCW, JCW Power Slam. Check it out on Wrestling for the Culture. I also went to the Bay Area to check out the Bay Area Brawl, where Leah Knight made her West Coast pro wrestling debut. And Tasha Steelz and Mustafa Ali against Jada Stone and Elijah. So there's a couple things which y'all could check out on Wrestling for the Culture. And last but not least, saw Sol Ruka become the #1 contender
There it is.
for the NXT Women's Championship.
Who didn't see that coming?
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it may go a different direction. I thought the turn would happen then. But it seemed like it's dragging out a little bit. I think because that's probably the stand and deliver match is Sol Ruka and Zarya.
Okay. I had a feeling. This is what I was. I was not surprised because of her performance in the Rumble and how well she did. I was like, oh, I think she might be ready. And she I don't want to say she became a household name overnight, but she got dang near close.
Yeah, that Soul Snatcher, that ain't her fault. That was the opponent. She went down way too soon. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Does she win the title now?
See, I'm confused.
Uh-oh.
Because part
Here
of me
comes.
says yes, right?
But
But Zarya's right there. You know that jealousy angle. So sometimes you can hold off a hot feud. You can keep that feud hot, right? Away from the title. And then JC Jane still hold the title. But then is there anybody around JC Jane that we care about? So maybe it's kind of getting to that point where I get where you're going, Brother Hugh, that maybe Soul needs the title.
Possibly.
And then that elevates Zarya because she's in a feud for the title. That's also a blood feud with her former tag partner.
That makes sense.
interesting take. Here's the thing though.
That's just saving a turn for Atlanta.
I was about to say, who do you go with the hot hand or do we? This is Shawn Michaels' book. We're not doing Triple H. You know, Triple H is going to go with the story. Triple H is going to like, man, well, let's be patient about this. But NXT is a slightly different product, right? It's on a different timeline. I guess you can say, because everything's got to be kind of accelerated. It's like all summer classes. Everything's 8 weeks, 16 weeks turning into 8 weeks. For a number of different.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Or
I was gonna say we're taking your TV expertise a little bit further, and they play NXT as if they're still auditioning for their spot.
kind of. That's
Where-
another thing.
Yeah, so when you watching Raw and SmackDown, essentially, it's like that contract's locked in, right? They're USA Network, long lasting relationship with WWE. They know, okay, they may have a few bad months, but they'll eventually pick it up. I mean, we saw how deep that relationship goes on the Vince doc, right?
Sure.
So that's like you locked in. That's the girl that's always going to be there, right? Netflix is the new girl. It's getting some other people, but you kind of like sign this. You kind of got this committed marriage to him for a little bit. So but it feels like the way. And I'm pretty sure it may be a deal, but I need to check out the numbers. But it feels like the deal with the CW is like that 1 year lease. and you're constantly trying to say, no, you need us on your platform. So it's always making NXT, even when it seemed like a couple of weeks of NXT, like, they always hit you with something. They lure you in with the social clips. So then you're going to tune in on Tuesday nights.
Okay. Listen,
It does seem that way.
It really does when you put it that way. It really kind of does. And I guess I don't want to say it's too soon to tell, because it's also that awkward transition. Like, we have a handful, and I mean it lightly, a handful of familiar faces, and they're like, but we're also like, we're hoping that's to draw enough and some of the action, and then while we're still trying to create new characters in the process. So that's a patient process in an impatient field as television. So it's interesting to see. But you know what? Let me tell you what I watched this week. It wasn't about so much of what I watched. It's about what I listened to. Right? I'm just going to hate this because I'm bringing up another pod. Something to wrestle with. Bruce Pritchard.
Hey, they need to be promoting our shows on their platform.
That is true.
I told you. Listen to me. Maybe when he hears this, he'll realize it. Man, listen to his storytelling about Ted Turner. It's just hilarious. It never gets old because it's our era that we grew up in. I'm cheesing because it's funny. And but not only that, I was like, man, this is great. There's so much wrestling content of people having conversations. But then I saw something, popped really big. I noticed that New Japan, we've talked about before. I'm long with it, so here it goes. New Japan is changing. A lot of their staples are leaving. And I'm like, and remember, we've been talking about, like, bro, something's going on. It's got to be a shift somewhere that like a lot of the originals are like, I'm not here for the new version of this. I'd rather just go. And they're letting people go gracefully. Like, they're giving them tributes and they letting people bow out gracefully because there's clearly a new direction they have to go in. David Finlay, I forgot his name slips my mind. And I know who it is. I just really don't want to butcher his name. I want to pronounce it correctly because I don't want to get my Japanese card taken. Or be offensive. So, but two more New Japan stables are probably out the door. But I saw something that I was like, this is extremely different. It turns out on New Japan World that New Japan president Hiroshi Tanahashi, he's got his own podcast.
Oh my gosh!
It's called President Talk. I said, what? And President Talk is Tanahashi pretty much sitting down with professional wrestlers of New Japan, in particular their current IWGP World Champion, about some of the controversial things that he had to say, especially including his thoughts on the AEW partnership. And he does not hold back. Now, it is in Japanese, so you got to get the translations. But I was in shock. I said, this is what we're doing, New Japan? I said, no wonder the traditionalists are upset. Like, this is going in a different direction. I said, President Talk. It's like, yep. And it's a New Japan has been trying to do something for the longest time. And that's why they get a new president every 4 to 5 years. And maybe not recently, but in the past, it's been like random American presidents. And I was like, why are these American dudes president of the largest Japanese promotion this side of the Mississippi? But I realized it was because it was always this attitude of a global approach that we're trying to capture. We're not just trying to be the Japanese wrestler. We're trying to be a global brand, just like WWE. Like, New Japan doesn't want to be known for being Japan's hottest. They want to say, no, we want to be known as a professional wrestling company globally. So they've been trying to do things. They've introduced new titles, new championships, and now Hiroshi Tanahashi has his own. I guess I don't know if they're calling it a podcast, but it's pretty much a podcast. But I'm like, the fact that he's sitting down hosting this, having this conversation, I said, this is intriguing. If I wanted to brush up on my Japanese, this is the perfect time to do so. It's because what in the world is going on where New Japan has their own podcast, especially the president of the company having these controversial conversations with their professional athletes. This is going to be fun. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I know it's on New Japan World. I don't know where it is as far as global is concerned, because that's the for the rest of the folks. Man, but I'm looking forward to that because I'm like, I don't understand what's going on right now. It's not all clear to me. I don't know all these words, but I got a feeling this is getting kind of froggy. So I'm looking forward to this. I want to see this new version of New Japan. There's a plethora of new faces, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm watching Tanahashi try to do with this new generation. And I know it's not just him making the decisions, but he's responsible for day to day. His name brings credibility to the new stuff. I'm watching him do with this new generation what happened with him. he was the face of a new generation, because New Japan has been around since the I want to say late 60s and then early 70s. You know what I mean? So think about all these decades where traditions have gradually changed over the years. And I feel like this is one of those transitions where they're like, look, it can't be the old way. We got to move into the future. So I think I'm here for it. I wasn't at first. It's not that I wasn't at first, but I wasn't as open to it. But now that Tanahashi's got his own podcast, President Talk, I'm that much more intrigued. So
I'm going to check that out.
I'm telling you, brother, I'll send you, if I find it, it's in Japanese, you're not going to understand anything. Because right now, I'm like, come on, man, where's the English dub? Please give me the option so I can translate this. It's because it's funny because you'll see, it's this clip of the IWGP World Champion. Once again, I'm just trying to be respectful. I don't want to butcher that guy's name. And then it's Tanahashi. He said at the end to him, he's like, AEW. and then the guy looks, the champion, he looks at the camera like this with this blank stare goes, and then you just see him going in. I'm like, I don't understand what he's saying, but I know he's got something to say. So,
he's talk right now.
He went in on social media, so I was like, okay, all right, New Japan, you got my attention. So I'm intrigued, man. I'm just, like I said, I know Brian hates us talking about the podcast on this show. Sorry, boss.
Making jokes.
But, yeah, but I just had to put that out there. I said, wait till the brothers hear this one. Like, can you believe Tanahashi's got his own podcast? So
did he cut his hair yet? Or was that a rumor?
Hear me out. He did cut his hair, but he's still got his little Tanahashi flow. So like, you know how Tanahashi looks when he had his hair in a ponytail?
Yeah,
it was like feathered up, like to like a swoop like that. That's how his hair looks cut, just no ponytail. So imagine that.
Okay, all right, cool.
So like,
cool.
you know what I'm saying? So he's kind of, because at first I was like, okay, he cut it. He looked real conservative when he first cut his hair. But then when I saw him, I was like, wait a minute, I thought he cut his hair. It's because it looks the same as if when he used to put it in a ponytail, like his Triple H ponytail. Like, all right, I gotta wear it to be professional, but it's just no ponytail back there. He's got a flat back there, but that Tanahashi swoop is still there.
No, all right, cool.
I'm happy to see him there, man. This is fun.
Yeah, I definitely got to check that out. Please send that to me.
I'm listen to me. If I wasn't doing all this stuff, I would send it right now. It's okay. We don't have a technical director right now to do this stuff, so we have to do it ourselves. But we're not gonna delay. It's been 30 minutes into the show. So much has already happened. Realness Reacts is back. The Masked Man, who has been curb stomping Division, showed up on our show, and Tanahashi has a podcast. It's time to put Brian H on a hot seat because we are here to talk about, can Roman Reigns still carry WWE in 2026? All right, brothers, let's get into this. I'm just going to say it. When this started, and we're talking about the bloodline era, the era of the tribal chief. ChatGPT said, is the era of the tribal chief over? I said, goodness gracious, ChatGPT, I don't know, but this is an excellent question for me to pose to the brothers on tonight's show.
ChatGPT need to chill out.
Maybe so, but here's the thing, though. It's a question that we have to answer, and who better to answer than the realm? Because here's the thing. I said, you know what, ChatGPT, you kind of got a point. It's because the state of the WWE, when the tribal chief era took off, when we got the era of the bloodline, when we got the rise of Roman Reigns, it was in a very, very different space. It was still under singular ownership. Somebody else was completely running the show. And then there was a 4-year run based off the moment that started and the position that the company was in that moment. The WWE is not in that same space anymore. Right? There's more superstars now than there's ever been. And you say, well, what new superstars outside of Cody and Jacob? There's been a handful of talent that were in the WWE, but they have stepped their game up tenfold. And I'm going to give you the perfect analogy. It's because and trust me, it's apropos because we're a few months out away from April, and the Michael Jackson movie is coming out. Now, what does the Michael Jackson movie have to do with this analogy that I'm about to break down in comparison to Roman Reigns and his effectiveness 4 or 5 years ago compared to if it can have the same aura now? Brother Hugh, I got him hooked. He's ready for this. I'm telling you. As soon as I said Michael, he was like, okay, let's see how realness pulls us together. Thank you, brother, for that look up. I wonder how this is going to come now. In 1984, right, Thriller had been out for about 2 years. Michael Jackson set the Grammys on fire, walked away with 8 Grammys, most Grammys in history at that point in time, shut everything down. Every major category he won, and he continued that run with the American Music Awards. He won everything. But guess what? 4 years later, another album came out. Did great. called Bad. Thriller was one thing, and Thriller was the box office smash, the greatest selling album of all time. And 4 years later, Bad came out. Who's Bad? And guess what? Michael Jackson showed up to the Grammys in 1988 and didn't walk away with one. Now, Bad went on to have the biggest world tour at that time. The Bad tour was the biggest one to date. Same thing. Set all kind of box office records. Big deal. But why didn't the Bad album bring home any Grammys that year? Well, we don't know the technical reason, but the reality is, here's what happened. In 1984, Michael Jackson reset the bar for what music was and what it could possibly be. And all those artists that sat there and listened and took that album in, they said, we got to step our game up. And he gave birth to a different level of inspiration, and people began to crank out music in a different space that they never probably thought they would go to, simply because that album had came out and it raised the bar. So 4 years later, when Michael Jackson came out with Bad, who's Bad? He thought he was going to do the same thing as he did with the Thriller album, but guess what? The same people that listened to that Thriller album, they came out with some of their best music, and they walked away with Grammys over Michael Jackson in a number of different categories. So I say to you, is Roman Reigns in that same situation? Is he just as effective now as he was 4 years ago? That, good brothers, is the point of tonight's conversation, because I have an argument that there are a handful of superstars that, once again, they sat back and they watched Roman for all these years, that have stepped their game up, and not just some superstars that are here now, but we're talking about some up and coming young talent that has the potential to be superstars. So is the WWE really prepared to be centered around a part-time Roman Reigns? Will it have the same effect as it did years and years ago? We're going to talk about it. Let's see how. Now, thank you. First of all, you're welcome. That was a great analogy.
That was a great analogy.
I impressed myself on that one.
That was phenomenal. Actually.
You see?
Yes.
Thank you. You see how that worked out? Phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. You know,
it's just something to think about. Because I'm telling you, it came to me. I was
the main event.
I'm trying to tell you, Michael Jackson. You watch the clip. He looks heartbroken, and I'm gonna tell you how Michael Jackson took it out on the Grammys. He went up on that stage and he performed "Man in the Mirror." He performed "The Way You Make Me Feel," and he shut it down again. Like,
shut it down.
So you
That's right.
No Grammys. Okay, he got up on that stage, no microphone until he brought out the choir and everything.
Yeah,
right. But like I said, for 4 years, people lived off that, off the new standard, and they said we got to come harder than what we're doing, and just it gave us a whole different level of music. And it's like, well, I don't know if Michael Jackson ever got back to that level of Grammy status since Thriller. I mean, because it was Thriller. There's nothing nothing can follow that. That's just what it was. But the reality is, you gave birth to a next generation, and that music gave birth to music, and that music gave birth to music. Well, are we not looking at that right now in the WWE? We are here to talk about it. Brian H.
I can't wait to hear this.
You are the resident Bloodline member. You had an excellent run. I had to deal with you. I had to deal with Adam. I had to deal with a whole lot of foolishness. I had to deal with my brother, the Bob. I didn't want to. It was a rough time. It was a rough time. It was a real rough time. Okay. And Roman Reigns was a part-timer, right? But he was established during an era where anything they gave us was good enough, because we had the pandemic. We got the birth of the tribal chief. We kind of, we lost the Fiend in the process, but it's okay. We got to figure it out eventually. But we got the birth of the tribal chief, and then we got the birth of the Bloodline. We had a 4-year run that arguably probably will never be mimicked or even come close to it ever again. But it also seems like he caught lightning in a bottle. The question is, can he do it again?
He caught lightning in a bottle?
I think the moment was just the moment. Like, you can't think about where it started and where it finished. You couldn't write a better start. You couldn't write a better finish. It happened so organically. But the question is, can you do it again and again and again? Now, here's the wrench. Watch this, Brother Hugh. I know 1.5 superstars. No, I take it back. There's a handful of superstars that have been able to do it. They've been able to have multiple runs, multiple Hall of Fame runs, and that's, to me, is the sign of the greats, right? Your guy, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Who would have thought that the man that was getting booed out of arenas, still saying his prayers and taking his vitamins, would become one of the greatest villains in all of pro wrestling history, and would spearhead an entire company at that age, and usher in a war. You know what I mean? With him and his buddies, and we talk about a bunch of they won spring chickens. You know what I mean? And be known just as much from the first half of your career to that was supposed to be the latter half, but it really turned out to be the middle because he had a late run when he came back to the WWE that he's also known for and revered for.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can Roman pull off a third act? He had his first. Well, this is maybe his fourth act. He had first one is Shield. We'll give him Shield. Then we had early Big Dog era. We'll give him that. I mean, I'm not
over with the kids. Yep. Over
with
the
Big Dog. Yeah.
And then we had the Tribal Chief, right? That run. Now he's back. He's not quite the Tribal Chief. We're not sure who Roman is. Roman is kind of the face that runs the place. Okay. Well, what does that mean?
The Titantrons tell us every time.
Well, what does it mean, though? What does it mean?
Tribal
what does
Chief
it mean, Brian H? Can he do it again? Here
yes.
I'll talk. Okay. Now he's on the hot seat. You heard him? He said yes.
I heard
he committed to his answer. Now he's got to face the music. Go ahead. Let's rip this. Come on.
And now here's the thing, right? Because I have on right now the Elimination Chamber
Big
2021. And the one thing that the one thing about this, shout out to Bad Bunny. This is when he was flirting with the WWE title. The one thing about the Thunderdome era, I said, man, Roman really got to create that character. He really got to work out the kinks of the Tribal Chief character. If you go back and look at those September promos when him and then getting Jay in line, he was like kind of trying to convince us, but also convince himself that he was a Tribal Chief. Let's not call it for what it is. Let's not act like it wasn't the case. You know what I mean? So now he's already polished. He's already the megastar. So he's going to pick up where he left off. Because quite frankly, like we said in 2018, nobody had stepped their game up. Now, y'all can talk all this stuff about the Codys and the Punks, Seth Rollins, but the reality is, still, there's nobody that shakes the surface like the Tribal Chief. The only person whose music hit recently that gave you the oh my gosh feeling
had a truth shame the devil.
And it was twofold, but the only person who gave you that feeling when their music hit, it was Brock Lesnar.
Oh, he's not telling the truth, Brother Hugh. He's not telling the truth.
When I'm talking about, think about it. When Brock's music hit at SummerSlam, it was like, oh man, the big bad is here. But then it was like, they really brought him back. So it was twofold.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But when Roman came back, or anytime like Roman, as much as we used to talk about Edge making he's back and his returns.
79 returns, yeah.
Yeah, see, Roman would just go away, but he never made it seem like
he's the masked man.
Probably wouldn't mind it.
He's the masked man.
Oh boy.
Well, can you believe we just had Edge on our show? I swear, I hope he was the masked man.
That's crazy, right?
Because that's instant credibility. Y'all don't like Edge?
I probably would, you know. But you know, so like you look at what Roman has done, and I see Prototype. I don't mind as long as he's full-time champion.
Yeah, Prototype. You know he's not going to be. You know he's not.
Throw away the episode. Don't throw away the episodes, but throw away the tape from 2016, 17, and 18 of Breaking Down with Brian H. when I'm complaining about Brock Lesnar being a part-time champion. Throw that away.
Because that's crazy, right?
Hey, I'm admitting it, but as you know, as somebody who gets close to, because I'll be 40 this year, right?
Don't tell people your age.
I'm proud. You forgot where I live? I live in Baltimore City.
Don't tell people
Baltimore stupid. Okay.
Yeah, you talking about stupid?
We out here, dummy.
Happy birthday, dummy.
What it do?
We're exposing our real accents. You got to be.
Hey, no, Brock. Look, Sean. So the way I look at it,
Right.
You know, I was talking to my mother and my father,
Right.
and
My mother, my father.
and
My
you know they
brother,
put the
my
Doug outside.
The Doug. Oh my gosh.
We gave so much people so much firing ammo.
You,
I hope
you definitely did.
Thank you, Black don't crack. But the fact of the matter is this: when I understand it, I do. And my issue with Brock was that there was only one champion. I was irritated by that. But Brock would be like champion and he just go disappear.
True.
When Roman's last run, or when he was the champion, he told us, first of all, he told us at a house show, look, I'm be stepping back a little bit. It was still like, I gotta get to him. And his presence, the tribal chief's presence, because the bloodline held him down. Now, would it be different? Obviously, yeah. But in this process, I think he's going to recollect and regather, get the bloodline back in business. But I think he will hold it down. I think Roman Reigns can get that because, like you said, he gave everybody a chance and nobody has stepped up. Now, there's no disrespect. Cody did his thing, but he means nobody took it from him. Like, you can still... If Roman's the A+, you get an A, and Cody gets an A, he's still not an A+, so he still didn't take it from him. But that's not going to say he wasn't having a successful run. I would never discredit y'all's
Raheem.
fellow nationality man. I would never discredit him. Yeah, y'all fellow brother. But the bottom line is, Roman needs to become the champion. The championship needs Roman. Punk is better with a chase. And I think Roman becomes champion and then all of a sudden goes back into the manipulation side.
All right. Well, for one, I'll say this. I don't agree with Brian. I don't care what Brian H says. I'm 27. I don't know what you're talking about.
I never revealed your age. This is fact.
I'm just
this
saying.
is fact. We are not the same age.
Yeah, I'm 27 and a half.
Now,
so
somebody on the stream turns 40 before I do, but that's a different story.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't, brother. Listen,
You see my face? I'm about 25 myself, bro.
Tell him. I don't think Brian H is telling the truth. Now he has an interesting plot. Now we about to ask Mr. I don't give a F because Brother Hugh is Mr. Captain No Cut Cards. That's I gotta put together some type of something that says Captain No Cut Cards because you just don't care about anything. You don't give a F about nothing. Just like Creed said on The Office.
Right.
He don't give a F about nothing. So you make a lot of interesting points, and on the surface, yes, that does make sense. And on the surface, I can't lie and say you don't have a case, Brian H, because the proof is in the pudding. That's as far as it goes, as far as that impression. But Brother Hugh,
that's crazy.
I'm not going to do it again.
I was talking about, for everybody real quick, I was talking about the original bloodline. I ain't getting to the extensions, the MFTs.
Versions. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and there's no disrespect to them, but the MFTs, I ain't getting to them. That's the reason why they changed. I'm talking about Jimmy and Jay. Because when Roman reminds Jimmy, hey man, you added another mouth to feed. You better fall in line. But they already got the tag titles. So yeah, they going to the three of them back together.
Now, do you go that route though?
That thank you.
With the bloodline?
Let's talk about it.
Can't go wrong.
But I mean, yeah, but we saw it already. We played that whole saga out.
This is, I mean, yes. So what are we doing? Are we running it back like Jay's entrance? Running it back?
Right.
Are we running it back?
I don't think
running it back.
Crash.
I don't think we do it. I don't think we do it right away. But he's
controlled by the tribal chief.
I don't think we do it right away. If anything, like they're telling this story, like we said, that Roman has to do it by himself. They keep saying it over and over and over again. True. And you know how it is when they throw it in our face. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Triple H has been giving us exactly what we've been wanting for the most part when it comes to storytelling. Absolutely.
Look how petty he's being when you got all these great points, Brother Hugh.
You see in our world. Yeah.
But like it just makes sense. Yo, you got chill. It makes sense to switch it up, switch the story line up again. Why are we going to go back to the same thing that we've seen already for 3-4 years?
Yes,
it works. Don't get me wrong.
Those $3,000 tickets.
I'm not against it, you know, because I would love to see it again, and throw some curveballs in there, whatnot, maybe without Sammy. But You know, that's just me. That's just me.
How y'all want to keep isolating?
I mean, because Sammy, like, it was Sammy had his cool points in the bloodline storyline.
Don't do that.
That's cool. That's
God
cool.
dang, it's not his fault. Kevin Owens is out. They will be beefing right now if that was the case. They could fight forever. It's not his fault.
Right. I just want to see Roman Reigns elevate himself to, like, he's already, like he said, in God mode. Let's go Super Saiyan God mode.
Oh,
let's take it to the next level. You see what I'm saying?
So let's stay right there, brother Hugh. So how does he do that? And this is the whole point of me asking the question: can Roman Reigns do it in 2026? Is because you bring up a good point to what Brian Natchez has already said. Well, yes, he's done that already, and he's already in this space. But it's like, okay, you don't want this to be stagnant. How do we evolve? How do we take this to the next level? How does he do that in 2026, brother Hugh? Is it possible? Is it possible for him to do it the same way, bringing the cousins in, even though we've seen it before? What stories is it left for Roman Reigns to tell without telling the same stories that we've already seen? What's next? How is it possible, brother Hugh?
You the tribal chief, prove you're the tribal chief without your tribe. Literally. You're the man, be the man. 100%. You talk it all the time. You showed it with the bloodline, but now let's tell a different story. I'm it. I don't need y'all help. You know what I mean? Like, I'm it. I'm the number one guy. You gonna come and take it from me? Take it from me. Right? That's what makes sense in my head. Like, fall in line with that story that they're telling. I have to do it by myself. No wise man, no Jay, no Jimmy, nobody. You know, of course, they're still your family. There's no beef with you. They're still gonna fall in line, right? Sure. But I need to do this by myself. The same way Jay went off and he had to do that by himself, right? Same thing with Roman.
So one of the things I want to point out, because you're kind of right. It's like, no, you're right.
I know I'm right,
but I never said he had to use them to help him. Because I like what you went there, but see, that's why I think once he gets his belt back, they already got their belts, and then they
saying get his belt back like he been world heavyweight champion.
Right, that's not even his belt yet,
bro. His name is not in that side of the championship column. You will not. You're
right. I can't even come back. You're right. I can't even. Once he brings prestige to that lineage,
I was about to say he's gonna elevate that title.
Elevates Netflix.
Well, yeah, add another zero.
Exactly. Then he'll get it by himself, and then remember he didn't want to see the Usos till Christmas. He ended up seeing Thanksgiving. Then he can like, okay, y'all
a little bit rude,
right? But see, right now they got the one up on them.
They do. They're champions.
They're champions. But see, now they can eat together. They can eat the steak together again.
All right. Well, I have something to propose. So, because I hope you didn't think you was getting off the hot seat that fast, Brian H. Because this is we're just getting started.
I know you got a whole.
Oh, you kidding me? Oh man,
you got the pages.
We're just getting started.
Questions.
Bring it. We're just getting started. So here's the thing. So here's my question. Brother Hugh says he's got to stand on his own 2 feet. That's something we can confirm that he has not done. He might have started that way during the Thunderdome era in early pandemic mode. Right, but let's just say he stayed champion because of his bloodline, his lineage. Now, allegedly, I think we have enough proof because this quite. I don't know how many times Drew McIntyre got screwed out of a world title.
And KO.
One title match.
And Kevin Owens.
KO had like one every Royal Rumble, but Drew had one title match.
Kevin Owens was the MVP for a long time during the Thunderdome era, especially against Roman Reigns. So shout out to Kevin Owens. But my question is, there's something that we have not seen Roman Reigns do that we've seen his cousin do. Jey Uso did it on his own. He didn't do it without Jimmy. He found a way. He got the audience behind him, and he became world heavyweight champion, right? That's something we have not seen from Roman Reigns. That's a new story to tell. But
he won the title by himself.
I know he won the title by himself, but he didn't.
That's credit.
But he didn't keep it by himself.
No, he beat Jay the first time by himself. Did he not?
What I'm saying is, Jay's entire run.
Did he not? Did he not?
Okay. He did.
No, the second time, it's not Roman's fault. Jimmy threw in the towel. And then the third time, it's Jimmy helped.
During the main event Jey Uso era, there was no bloodline. There was no crew. There was no posse. It was just the Yeet Squad. I don't know. That's what he calls his fans, but that's just how I'm going to describe it at the
It's
moment.
just him, Oos.
Yeah,
You heard
it's
the
just
song.
him. it's just him, Oos.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's
It's
go.
just him, Oos. Day one ish. So it's like maybe main event Jey Uso has one up on Roman Reigns. Maybe Roman Reigns isn't the guy to beat CM Punk. Maybe it's Jey Uso.
Yeah,
Now,
we saw how that happened at Saturday night's main event.
yeah, it didn't go down very well. But I'm not so convinced in what you're saying when you say that there's nobody else on this roster that can have a level of impact as Roman Reigns. It's because I'm going to be honest with you. That man is facing him at WrestleMania.
Amen.
The CM Punk, like this, CM Punk is a man of legend. Like, let's not forget that. Like, we're talking about fans chanted this guy's name throughout the years when he was not president of the company and probably was not even thinking about coming back. But he will always have that notch in his belt. He says, guess what? They were chanting for me even when I wasn't here. So that means that let's talk about what that actually means. That means that his impact was so powerful. His legend was so strong that when he was not even in professional wrestling, fans were chanting him and not chanting for the people that actually were there in the ring and most likely during the matches.
And he made the tribal chief's life harder than it should have been.
That's a personal problem. I got nothing to do with that. I wasn't there. All I'm saying is, it seems to me there's somebody in this company now that can match Roman Reigns' energy, impact, and overall, well, I see it's tough to say. I can't say overall draw as far as money because CM Punk probably does crazy sales, but Roman Reigns, like I say, he's kind of on a different level right now. But at the highs of CM Punk, I mean, you can't say that it didn't rival what Roman Reigns did, especially with the time that he had the title and what he did with it. Not only when he had it, but when he wasn't there and when he's come back. What say you?
You saying you're trying to compare Mr. 434 to Mr. 1316?
No. See, this you're diverting the conversation. See, this is that lawyer stuff. He's been watching Law and Order, SVU, and stuff like that.
I really haven't.
I know this is not a measuring contest.
It's
because there's only one man that wins the measuring contest.
It's called right here. Guess what?
You ain't lying.
How would y'all know? Talking about he ain't lying.
Hey man, locker rooms are locker rooms.
Hey, hey, yo.
That's crazy word.
Oh man. CM Punk, you can't pretend like CM Punk's impact didn't rival Roman Reigns' impact at some point throughout the career. Even as these guys kind of stand toe to toe, Roman Reigns can do it now because CM Punk did it first. Am I lying?
Wait, did what first? Had the impact of
the status of being able to change the trajectory of a company. Literally.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm talking about in just superstar mode. CM Punk chants reign and anywhere Roman Reigns shows up, it's just automatically a bigger show. Right. So there's certain superstars that just shut everything down when it comes to professional wrestling. And CM Punk's impact rivals Roman Reigns' impact. Can you say it's not? Because you said it doesn't. You said Roman Reigns is his hands right now. He's just above everybody else. Maybe right now, but at the highest of highs, it's like, well, CM Punk's got that same level of aura when it comes to professional wrestling. And guess what? He's old. Like Phil's back and he's still doing it. When he came out there and the fans yelled CM Punk while Roman Reigns was in the ring, I said, that's not there. At one point in time, there was a John Cena sucks chant, and John Cena educated us. He said, it's a problem when the fans are cheering twice for me. They're cheering for me once and they're booing for me second, which means they're not acknowledging my opponent in the ring. That's an issue. It's good for me, but it's not good for business because now there's no longer two people in the ring. All the attention is on me. You have to step your game up. So it's not many people that can acknowledge two megastars in the ring. When Brock Lesnar's in the ring, it's very few people that he's going to step in the ring and everybody goes, okay, whoever's in the ring with Brock Lesnar is on the same level of importance. That's why Roman and Brock was always so special. Yeah, because they were both two mythical figures. They were like, man, this is a once in a lifetime. We might not get this again, but yet they were some of the greatest.
Like 6 times.
bro, they have their rivalry is one of like the biggest in professional wrestling history, just because of the level they were on the same level as far as
Most
impact.
stupendous.
You probably so. And it's like, but CM Punk is kind of on that level too, even at his old age. CM Punk is not no spring
I said
chicken.
it.
And
I said it before. Rock Austin. It's giving you those type of vibes.
it's definitely giving me those type vibes. And it's not easy to do. I'm saying it's not easy to do for two people to have that level of impact, because it's like, oh, that's rare. Now we got both of them, and now they're going to square off in the ring. CM Punk has his army just like Roman Reigns has his tribe. Now, for you to sit there and say that CM Punk can't do it, I call foul, sir.
Wait, can't do what?
You're saying you're making it seem like the argument is lopsided. Like
That okay, I got you.
when Roman Reigns was at the height of being Roman Reigns, there really was nobody else. You know what I mean? There were guys that were climbing. There were guys, like you said, that were there, but he just took it to a different level and he stayed there
until Cody Rhodes came.
And that's a problem though, because we had Kevin Owens, we had Drew McIntyre, we had Seth Rollins. So it's not like we didn't have people, but you're right. Like I said, that's like when Thriller came out in 19, you know, when it won, it came out in 82 when it won all those awards. By the time in 84, it was like Michael Jackson was at the top of the music charts, but things changed in 1988.
Right.
You gotta think Cody needed the Avengers too to beat Roman.
Yeah. Because you needed another super group to go against the super villains. So it was like
rules. It was Seth Rollins' fault.
He want to sit there and argue the rules.
Yeah. But it was. But see, now you bring up Seth Rollins. See, the thing about him, it was that I always thought was done on purpose. But also Seth Rollins was flirting with the mid card, what a lot of people forget. He was running with that US title. The Survivor Series before WrestleMania 38. So that's what I said. Yeah, it was a problem. Cody Rhodes come, because I remember at that time I was like, "There's nobody on this roster that could beat Roman Reigns. They're not. They're going to." I always thought they would build somebody up, whatever. It was a returning Cody Rhodes. Boom. CM Punk comes back, and I will say, yes, CM Punk has brought back a different level and love of professional wrestling. He is a top guy. It's a reason why I think he is the champion by necessity as opposed to storytelling. I think the story arc was always set for him to chase Rollins until he couldn't chase him no more, and then finally take it. But it's like, oh shoot. And that's when you have a guy like that where it's like, all right, our champion is hurt. We need to put the belt on somebody. That is the advantage of having a CM Punk on your roster. And because he wants to make the towns, because he took a 10-year vacation, absolutely. Now, with that being said, Roman Reigns has created his star power so good inside and outside of WWE that he is, I'm not going to be disrespectful and say head and shoulders above the rest the way I would have said 2 years ago.
Okay, now we cooking. Okay, no, you ain't skip. No, time out. You ain't skipping over that. I want you to explain why that is. Tell us why. Say it. Tell us why.
I look at, and I'm gonna be honest. I look at what CM Punk has done the past 2 weeks, leading, or I should say, post Royal Rumble, right? That's okay. Yeah. You watch him do the media appearances, but then you really see like, okay, this guy is like super over. And he has that crossover ability where it's not just the wrestling outlets that are interviewing him. It's everybody.
Yeah. Athletes, organizations.
And honestly, what make you see that, and this isn't a bashing of the alternative product, not competition, but alternative product. It's not a bashing of that, but there's no reason that if people from the other building are in the same building, you are seeing one company dominate the other. I believe it was a Baywatch photo shoot or something. There was like during the Attitude Era when there was like DX and I think the NWO was all in the same spot. Or let's just put 1997 and 98 inside of 2026, and they're all at Super Bowl Radio Row. I guarantee
dang, that's gonna be a lit Radio Row.
Bingo. Because I guarantee when you turn on your YouTube, on your television, or your mobile device, you're going to see an equal amount of press coverage. So when they pull out the coverage book, let me give you a public relations lesson. When they pull out the coverage book and they measure how many media hits did we get while we sent our guys there, it would be neck and neck WWE. And that is still with Austin and Rock being in the building. That a Hogan, Goldberg, Sting, same equal far as media interest, right? Yeah. That is the reason why, because CM Punk dominated. How many people actually knew that MJF, if it wasn't for the picture, right? How many people knew MJF was in that building? How many people knew Swerve Strickland was in that building? So CM Punk's crossover ability makes me say, okay, Roman Reigns, can he still carry WWE in 2026? Absolutely. Does the WWE still need him? Absolutely. But I will say it's a little bit closer than what it was.
You know, this brother, we got us on record.
I hear.
But make a mistake about it. The tribal chief is still above the rest.
Okay. Let me ask,
but I'm not going to be crazy and say CM Punk is irrelevant. That would just be total ignorance and insuperior wrestling intellect.
Listen to me. That's all we needed. We just needed that on record. We needed you to say that on record, Brother Hugh. You heard everything Brian H had to say.
I heard it.
Do you agree with his I guess his synopsis on the landscape of where everything is, where it's like, hey, look, you know, CM Punk is CM Punk, but the reality is he's a lot closer to Roman than anybody has been in a long time, as far as aura, as far as impact, as far as the demand. Like, you know, I've just it's amazing to see that he's so in demand at this point, and it's partly me feels like, one, maybe because of how he made people feel years ago, and it's like, oh, that's our guy. Like, you know, there's a generation that grew up on CM Punk, and having him back is like, wow. And then there's another group that's like, well, he was gone for so long, so like we're kind of playing catch up. But do you agree with this synopsis as far as the landscape of the impact? Because Roman didn't have that before prior. Like, this is before Cody, this is before Seth was kind of morphing again. It seemed like it was just him. But now it's like Brian, they just said it's a lot closer. Do you agree with that synopsis?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with it at all. He's pretty much spot on with it. But the thing I like about this feud is that there's more depth to this feud, to the story behind this feud. You see what I'm saying? So like, CM Punk brought it up in his promo. You wouldn't been up here on the main roster if it wasn't for me.
Yeah, boy.
You see what I'm saying? So now
that's a story. That's a story they've never. You ever noticed, Brother Hugh? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you. I really don't.
No, you did.
You ever noticed that nobody in the Shield has ever really told that story outside of maybe Seth Rollins? No one has ever said CM Punk called us up because we were supposed to be his bot. Like, no one's ever like gone on record to say that openly. Maybe Dusty Rhodes mentioned it. Maybe Seth Rollins mentioned it. Yep. I just wanted to put that tidbit out there. But
he also didn't want Roman. He wanted Chris Hero.
He wanted Chris Hero.
Oh no.
Exactly.
He wanted an indie guy.
I wanted my indie guys because they understand the grind.
So like when it comes to telling this story, they can do their big one with this one. It's not like Cody and Roman. Cody didn't have any history with Roman. Literally, he didn't. He just came in and he made himself a big superstar elsewhere, then came back. Which,
and won Roman's spot.
Right. Much respect to him for doing that. But this is WWE beef built from 10 plus years ago.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the meat and potatoes.
Like you said, who do people compare CM Punk to? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes. As far as
the new age Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Yep. As far as impact, right? It makes sense now. That's why I said Rock and Austin vibes. Your greatest superstar of all time right now, which is Roman Reigns, the biggest.
You go ahead, throw that one up. You look like you wanted to.
He struggled to say that. He took applause.
The top of the line. Like nobody can touch him at all. Right.
Yeah.
But like you said, Brian, there's somebody creeping up on him, and it's very close. is very close in CM Punk because, like Dwayne, like you said,
Mhm.
you're bringing in the fans from before 2012,
Yep.
2011, 2012, Summer Punk, all that good stuff.
That's their guy.
Exactly. You're bringing them back into the mix.
Man.
Plus, you have the kids that's here now. You have the younger fans. You have the new fans, the casuals that came in from when he was in, what was it, UFC or doing mixed martial arts. That
yeah.
was a lot of M's. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Woo.
And not M, not the delicious candy.
And even to the ones from heels.
Yep. There you go.
You know, so like you have that crossover appeal. So he can't. Plus, think about it. He's full time.
That's okay.
He's also
Brian H.
full-time.
You didn't want to mention that part. That did you, Brian H.
And we're on Netflix. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure Netflix is going to want to see that title every week on the show.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a Roman guy, but I can't sit here and say that CM Punk might pull it off at Mania.
Okay. Would you be okay with that being a part of the next chapter of his story, Brian H? Would you be offended by that? Where like, hey, this is part of the story that we're telling. Where hey, can Roman do it by himself? Roman does fall, and then maybe that kind of leads into the next version of Roman Reigns as far as the next chapter of his story and his history.
That would mean.
Yeah, that's right. Say it. No, go ahead.
That would
I mean, what, Brian H?
The great Anna White family would leave every WrestleMania that's held in Vegas in a disappointing fashion.
Well, first of all, they shouldn't have had WrestleMania 9 in that parking lot.
Absolutely.
One, let's start there. Your boy shouldn't have taken advantage of the situation. He knew. I'm thinking how petty Hogan is. Hogan knew. He knew that he needed them. No, like if you watch the documentary, he's walking like, "Yep, they had to put me in the marquee. I wasn't supposed to be here, but yeah, needed Hogan to sell tickets." Like they said, WrestleMania 9 is going to be the parking lot, and everybody's like, "Nah, I think I'm good." And then they threw Hogan on the poster, and all of a sudden they sold 6 more tickets. And but he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that at the end of the night. He could have helped. He could have helped Yoko win. Even if he stole his thunder, he didn't have to take the belt.
Anyway, I like what you did there. That was cool.
Think about WrestleMania. Was it which WrestleMania was it 4 or 5 that Hogan helped Macho Man win?
Mm-hmm.
Which one was it? Was that 4?
5.
4.
No.
4.
Was it 4?
Because 5 was the rubber match.
It was 4.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4.
Him and DB. So 4 when he first win. Hogan wasn't in the match, but he helped Savage win, and he hot dogged at the end of the night. He posed down, he did so he was a part of WrestleMania, even though that wasn't his win. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, he's like, all right, everybody got their Hogan fix, even though they was like, look, we got to make a new world champion. We're gonna go Randy, but Hogan he helped Randy, so there was, this is the beginning of the Mega Powers type thing. So it's like he could have did something similar, you know what I mean, with WrestleMania 9 for the finish, but he had
at that time.
It's not gonna work for me, brother.
Couldn't send the crowd home sad. Crowd went home happy every WrestleMania until WrestleMania 16 when your boy had to win the title. Should have been. We all know should have been The Rock that night. But no, Triple H, in our world, I think.
Okay.
Uh,
I should be the champion. You want to make it personal? Well, why the heck wasn't Hogan try to give the title up at Starrcade '97 with Sting? Since you want to talk about people not,
Ooh.
I don't think this is going to work out, brother. There's got to be some type of like Hogan. Sit down, son. Anyways, well, the reality is, we're looking at a landscape where the WWE is not as rough shape as far as star power as it used to be, which is why we're asking the question: can Roman Reigns do the same thing in 2026? Can he have the same level of impact? Now, as we close up, first excellent points, brother Hugh. Were you done? Did you anything else you wanted to drop off? As we kind of forward the conversation.
Not really, but Mania's in Saudi next year.
That's okay. All right. Well,
Final boss.
What you said, but can he have the same star power that he had before?
It's not star power, but it's just he was just that 4-year run was like pro wrestling and Roman Reigns. Like it was different. Like it was like this is wrestling right here. But this is Roman. It was just like I don't know how to describe it, but he was just
but I get it.
Above everything.
I think.
But the difference is now, right? Mm-hmm. One, there's new stars.
That's what I was about to say.
Well, and that's what we got to get into. Yeah.
But he's chasing. He didn't chase that last one. He just came back and reclaimed what he never lost. Remember,
He did Bray Wyatt a little dirty. He ain't had to beat the Fiend up like that.
Hey, just
He's minding his
making a
business,
mask.
doing his thing.
Well, he was the champ. He was the 1 week champ. But remember, Roman never lost that belt.
No.
So,
It
I
was
mean,
a-
as far as I'm concerned, that title reign should have been 2,000. All right, maybe 1,500-600 days. We all know that wouldn't happen. Like, the big dog was not going to hold the title. But he had never lost the championship. Remember, he gave it back. So, he had finally regained. But in this way, he did it his way. But now,
the cheating
because
way.
even if you take out, thanks, Poet, I changed the poll. I put a poll up on the actual YouTube side. I think I did it right this time. Oh, did I? All right. Also, thank y'all for the super chats. Thank y'all for the likes on this page. Keep liking, help us put through on all the platforms. It definitely helps us get noticed everywhere. So thank y'all for coming through.
Yeah, boy.
So it's the student. I mean, he's still the dominant, the tribal chief. It's all right. Think about it like this, right? Ray Lewis.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to get a Ray Lewis reference tonight.
Right.
God dang it.
Because
Let's
I've
go
been
there.
playing the greatest football game ever made.
Brother Hugh, did you know that Brian H is like a full-blown retro gamer now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Full-blown,
Apparently.
like, this is
I
his
mean, I was
thing.
playing the actual 2K25 today, but usually, yesterday I'm spending a lot of time on NFL 2K5, right? Mm-hmm. You had that defense. You had Ray Lewis, right? Now, Ray Lewis gets drafted by the Ravens in '96. He is, you're going to be the guy, right?
And didn't know where Baltimore was. Where's Baltimore?
Right.
Was that it?
Man, they didn't teach geography in the South.
That's crazy.
That's not nice.
I mean, I'm just saying the education system. You take Ray Lewis, he was drafted, right? Prone, you are going to be the guy. That's Roman Reigns comes into the Performance Center, the factory, the NXT, whatever you want to call it, right? They groomed him. What did Dusty say? You got it. You can. You even if you didn't want to have whatever he said, right? So you know that's going to be the guy, right?
Yeah.
So then he goes out there, he wins championships, and then he comes to the main roster as the big dog, right? Ray Lewis comes out. Now he's got all these vets around him, right? But there's no superstars on defense. Think about it. That first Super Bowl, Rod Woodson was old, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no other Hall of Famers, right? They, have a couple years.
Not on that defense. Not the early.
Nah.
Yeah.
At all.
There was a great unit and a bunch of all Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
2002.
Thanks for the cooking.
Ed Reed. 2003. Terrell Suggs.
Sizzle.
2006, 5, 6. Haloti Nada. Now you giving him Hall of Famers. And now Ray Lewis is still the guy. But man, Ed Reed is right there. Terrell Suggs is right there. Haloti Nada is right there. And what I'm seeing is Roman Reigns is the guy, but now he got to chase. CM Punk's right there. Cody Rhodes is right there. As far as he may not be the superstar on that level, but goodness, he is a force, and this is a matchup we want to see. Gunther. So
boy.
it's new people
You're
that
not gonna say
on
Drew?
paper. Nah,
Disrespectful.
Drew,
Okay, we'll
Drew
get into
is
it.
Chris McAllister.
Ooh.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
Nah, man, McAllister's a solid Pro Bowler.
Come on, man.
That's crazy.
But I'm
We'll get
saying
into
like
it. We will.
on
We'll get
the
into
marquee,
We
and
won't leave no
maybe
stone
actually,
unturned.
you know what? In my head, let me get out of my head because in my head I'm like, I've seen it before. We've seen how it happened, right? But Drew has been turning a new leaf. So
That's what I'm saying. He's not the same Drew.
Yeah. So, but I'm seeing these posters. These feel like mega matchups.
Okay.
Roman Reigns, CM Punk. You can always go to Roman and Cody, no matter what. You can. That is
Right.
Rock Austin.
Yeah.
That is Hogan Savage. Seth Rollins is there because that is personal. And those two, because as long as Seth Rollins has that one thing, he's the one person Roman's never beat.
True.
But then you get excited for the match with Gunther. You got somebody coming up. You got Kyle Hamilton coming up right now, just got to the main roster in an Obafemi.
Yikes.
So I think
I
that
needed Kyle Hamilton too late in the season. Keeps getting
yeah,
hurt.
so while he is that guy and while he can carry it, it's gonna look different. That's my thing.
Okay. It's all right. Listen to me.
I'm with
How
you on
different? How different will it look? But that's only time will tell. But will it have the same impact? So you mentioned some individuals, and this is how we're going to close out because
Ray Lewis had that same impact when he did that dance 17 years in, right?
I'm still good at that dance. I've never like done it publicly before, but I'm trying to tell you, it's spot on. It's spot on. I'm trying to tell you, it's spot on.
I believe it.
So let's talk about some of those names. You talked about guys like this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through some guys that I think have the potential of not being there right now, but could potentially get close to it. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to say how far somebody's star is going to really ascend. You know what I mean? Because there's always projections, but we don't know. But you mentioned Cody Raheem, Cody Rhodes, someone that has kind of took the ball where Roman Reigns kind of left. He wanted that responsibility. He put it in his hands. Is Cody Rhodes there?
In his hands. Yeah.
Is Cody Rhodes at the point where, because Roman Reigns had made it clear, hey, look, I've been gone for almost 2 years now, and we really haven't evolved. Like, it's kind of like, all right, Roman Reigns' attitude was, I got us there, and then nobody did anything with it. We're just at the same level. Like, somebody's got to keep taking it to the next level. Like, I got us here. Like, so we're at the same level that I got us to, and you got all these guys around, and y'all didn't take it to another level. Like, but y'all telling me y'all want to bump my spot. So, like, this is why we're gonna look at a handful of superstars. And let's just quickly go through them and see, can these guys take things to the next level? So Cody Rhodes. Can Cody Rhodes go to another level? I feel like right now he's kind of plateaued. It might be intentional.
Big time.
Okay, so it's noticeable. It's noticeable. Can he go further than what he is now? Or is this as big as it's going to go with Cody? Is he just going to keep giving us these moments and, you know, the kids are going to grow up with these, you know, these Cody Rhodes moments? Is there another level he can go to? As far as superstardom,
he got to turn heel.
Why has it always got to be a heel turn? That would be devastating.
I don't think. What else
Captain
can he
America?
do as a baby face?
Well, see, I
What else
don't know.
can he do?
That's unless he has. I mean, a baby face is only as good as their rival. Like we love Batman.
He already beat Roman.
That's what I'm saying. We love Batman, but there's always a Joker. Joker brings out the worst in Batman, and it's like that. That's what people tune in for. So it's like, imagine Batman without Joker. His legacy might not even be the same.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
needs that. I think he needs a major anti-authority figure, like something different. Like, why did we love Daniel Bryan during the Yes movement? Because he bucked against authority.
Yeah, but that felt real. Same thing with CM Punk. That's how CM Punk got to where he was, because same thing. He was bucking against. He was saying things that he wasn't supposed to say, and this was during that era. We know what that era is. It's Jonathan's beloved ruthless aggression added, era. So it's like, and he was the only one that got in the same conversation as far as the CM Punk, as far as a new superstar. Like Edge was on his way down. Still had Taker and everybody, but like it was CM Punk and John Cena. It was not many people standing toe to toe with John Cena as far as popularity, especially during that time period. But that's what makes him him. Can Cody's proven that he's gotten at least to that point, but is there another level he can go to? I don't know. But yeah, let's move on. Let's to a couple of obvious ones. We talked about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has evolved since there's been a lot that has happened with Seth Rollins over the years. And this version of Seth Rollins is, to me, he keeps getting better and better and better. And at one point, Seth Rollins was ascending and ascending and ascending. And he was the guy. It seemed like they were handing him the ball to run before he's had too many injuries. He's probably got to change his style just a little bit in the ring. He's got to come down from a lot of stuff. It's like, bro, because you're too important to what we're doing here for us to have to keep starting and stopping because you keep having these major injuries, because it's like, maybe you got to start changing some of the stuff you're doing. We talked about it with AJ Styles. That's why AJ Styles is walking away the way he is. That, look, I can't perform at the level that I'm used to doing it. I don't want people to look at a different version of AJ Styles than the one that they've been accustomed to. So it's like, hey, Can Seth Rollins get to that level? Can he eventually? Because it seemed to me he was on his way. Like this year, this run before he got injured, between those two major injuries that he had, it seemed like I'm like, all right. Last year was about the year before was about Roman. Last year was about Cody. It seemed like this year is about to be about Seth Rollins. That's the to me the trajectory that he was on before things changed. How do you guys feel about Seth Rollins in this space? Can he rival the impact of a CM Punk and be at that space, not necessarily just for this generation, but in the history of pro wrestling and the demand?
Oh yeah, Rollins is that guy. You know, when I think about like another one, he crosses over.
Yeah.
He understands it. I just think with
Big
Seth
sports guy.
Rollins, he has to work at it harder.
Why?
You know,
Why does he? Have
Yeah,
to-
what you mean?
I
Yeah.
feel like when I watch him, I'm watching him reprogram the audience, and it's
okay.
like like Roman Reigns just looks like a wrestler. Like you walk through the airport, right? Well, Rollins, even though they're not that much difference in height, but their build and their presence, right?
Sure.
Rollins can look like a regular guy off the street. CM Punk can look like a regular guy off the street. And CM Punk, everything that CM Punk did to build himself to that guy in 2011, Seth Rollins is doing now, and has been doing actually for the past 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You agree, Brother Hughes? Is that fair to say?
I mean, it is fair to say it's pretty much on point, to be honest.
Okay. I think so too. It's like only time will tell. Now let's talk about this guy. We talked about this Drew McIntyre. You had an analogy about someone like him where now Drew was another. He's another. I call him a main event utility player. He was always a guy that you could drag and drop into the main event, and it's like whether he won or whether he did not. Drew has gone to a different level as far as what he's been doing since. Look at Drew during the pandemic, during the Performance Center WrestleMania, to where he is now. He has constantly grown. He has constantly evolved. He has constantly stayed relevant to the point where he's the current WWE champion. And I think honestly, I don't think that was a super creative move. I just think that the fans kind of forced creatives' hands, like, hey, let's not control this narrative so much. Let's stick to some of our old school principles. If this is kind of what the fans want, we can work around it. But like, we're not going to give it to him because Cody's got to have a 400-day reign like everybody else. It's like, no, we don't got to do that. Like, even if he has this for a transition or a couple of months, give him that title run during the transition, especially if, you have your big money makers. You talked about him being a solid Hall of Fame guy, but not on the same level. And there's a couple of things. It's like, well, one, he's not a fan favorite. He never was. I'm not saying he never will be, but he's a bad guy.
He's a better as a cult-like following.
Yeah.
Like
Bingo. That's what it is.
anti-hero.
There you go.
People who like, Drew's fans are Drew's fans, but it's always better for him to try to convince us that he's the good guy.
He is the good guy.
Yeah, but see, like you look back when he was a baby face throughout the pandemic, there was no fans in there. So yeah, you could kind of measure that how you wanted to. It wasn't like we couldn't really tell the authenticity of whether or not the fans was into him.
Right, because Bobby was the bad guy, but everybody kind of loved Bobby too. Remember Bobby?
Exactly.
So it's like, he's black guy WWE champion. It's kind of hard to be like not booing him.
Right.
I was like, wait, man, not booing Bobby last year.
My nephew booed him. He ain't know no better when we was watching that WrestleMania.
That's not his fault.
He was going for Drew. I said, you're a few notches down on the favorites list.
He did that to himself.
I'm like Fitzgerald Eric. I rank my nieces and nephews. Don't rank my kids, but I rank my nieces.
Crazy.
But the rankings can always change.
That's what Prime says. You never blew the black guy. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Drew picked up where KO left off.
Oh, that's a bar.
As being,
say it one more time. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm in church.
Drew picked up where KO left off. To be honest,
that's a word.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's the truth. Though
it's literally the same as that gimmick, but Drew was able to take it further and evolve it because of his work outside of the ring.
Yeah,
his character work outside of the ring, just trolling, being the biggest troll ever. That's how he got over with the fans. 100% is 100% genuine. Just the same way Zack Ryder got over. That's how he got over. Just being just interacting with the fans, trolling these wrestlers, and doing what he does best, just being himself, being the good guy. But he also made the fans feel sympathy for him too, because if you think about the storylines, he did get screwed over. He got screwed over
did.
plenty of
He
times.
did. He did.
You
But he
know?
was a good guy, man. Justice was not served.
At all. So it's like,
Brian H., your bloodline.
yeah. To me, Drew is the MVP, and he's been the MVP for a while.
Yeah.
Think about it. His feud with Seth. I mean, not
Yes.
Seth. CM Punk.
CM Punk. Yeah.
Well, Seth too, I guess, right?
Both of them.
His feud with Damian Priest. You
Yeah.
know, that's another one. Now you got the Cody feud and Jacob coming up. So he's been one of those key components that's been there to help elevate storylines and build characters. So I'm like, all right, that's one of those guys that we got to talk about. He is the champion for a reason.
Yeah, he
Brother.
found a way to stay in the main event. Like you said, main
Yeah.
event utility guy, where some people, you think back to, I'm really trying to find somebody else to use. Oh, I got somebody. Dolph Ziggler, right? Like Dolph Ziggler was chasing,
Kinda.
boom, but boom, it was easy to slide him right back in that
Yeah.
Continental title spot.
Yeah.
Slide right back there. It's like Drew arrived, and even when him and Gunther was going at it for the IC title, that
Yeah.
IC title was elevated
Yes, it
because
was.
one, Gunther had it and Drew was challenging for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It's and man, you guys using all the right keywords. You say key components. It's like, man, he's got a point. And it's and to me, it doesn't. It's like it's automatic credibility. It's because like the stories almost tell themselves. You don't have to do a whole lot of explaining, or you don't got to build them. It's just kind of drag and drop. And there's always a gripe. There's always something that's there, but it makes a lot of sense though. But you know, it's understandably so that's his spot. And man, him and Kevin Owens kind of occupied that space. And you're right, Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens he was on his way to doing that with Cody. You know,
Absolutely.
he was being the Joker to his Batman. You know what I mean? And it was like, man, I miss Kevin Owens.
100%.
Man, so we talked about some of these established players. Now let's go to some of these new faces. I know it's early, and we're going to close on this note, but is it too soon to say that some of these projections for some of this young talent, some of these new faces, could potentially have that opportunity to have that type of trajectory when it comes to their careers? Can they have the same impact as the superstars that we just talked about that kind of work their way into this space? Let's start with the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. So la Fatu. I don't know if that's even how it goes, but that's how my interpretation
Right.
of it. Jacob Fatu.
Does
Does he have the potential, fellas? Does he have the does he have it? Do we look at him and say, hey man, he might be one of those guys in one of these roles, in one of these major roles going down the line? Like, he's usually, when they get a guy started early, it's like, okay, you're already introducing him to this main event space already. So it's like that's the first big deal, because now you're trying to condition the audience to say, hey, this person belongs here. Now you start looking at him differently. We saw it a lot with like Braun Strowman and even guys like Umaga. When Umaga was beefing with Triple H, that's what I'm like, oh, he's not just an IC guy. This dude was on his way to being like that. That's one of my favorite feuds. It's so ashamed that things came to the conclusion that they did, but Umaga with Triple H, I was like, oh, he is like, he might be the next big thing, when it comes to that. It was fresh. It was so refreshing to see Triple H have a different rival, not just Undertaker or Booker T or guys that we've seen him like, Kurt Angle or Jericho. It was like, oh no, he's going toe to toe with Yamanga. But do we see the same thing with someone like a Jacob Fatu?
I see flashes of it, but for me, I would say, well, we already know about his in-ring work. His character work is good. It's great, right? I think for me, I have to see, when he gets to that level, I have to see him evolve. I have to see that character evolve. And I'm not sure where he's going to take that character. So I still need some more time to kind of process his character type. Because right now he's small. Excuse my language. He's the badass. Yeah, and
that's exactly what he is. You're right.
Literally, that's it.
That's his archetype.
He come out. The promos are just all right. They're cool. He has his sayings, right? He has his sayings. How long are those sayings going to really keep it? Keep us invested. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now it's time to go to the next level.
And that's my thing. Like, I'm not sure how long this type of character that he's playing now is going to keep us invested or keep the fans invested in him. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, if he wants to reach the status of a Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes, this, that, whatever, he's going to have to evolve somehow, some way.
It's got to be versatile.
So how can he take it to the next level? That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
But he has the tools.
Very
Don't get me
astute,
wrong.
very astute observation. Because I kind of agree with you. Like, it's like when you look at him, it's like, okay, he looks like he's there. His in ring speaks for itself, but then it's like it's still like he's missing something, but he's close. But so I agree. How about you, Brian H? How you do you see the same thing as far as Jacob Fatu is concerned? Is he one of these new fresh faces that has that potential to be in one of these potential spots for the WWE in the near future?
Oh, absolutely. I'll just summarize to say this. Jacob Fatu is the person that the wrestling fans tell their non-wrestling fans to watch. He's the person when you sitting in the room and you watching wrestling, they say, well, what you doing? I'm watching wrestling. All right, they leave the room. Oh, wait, come here. I need you to see this guy right here. That's Jacob Fatu.
No, that's a good analogy.
And he'll bring more people in because of that unlevel match intensity. Or if he's cutting a promo, we all know somebody like him or heard somebody like him.
Yeah,
So it's like, hold on, you got to hear what he about to say.
You feel like, comfortable telling your non-wrestling fans like, hey, look, I know somebody that you can relate to.
You
understand
ever
the
seen
same
that
language.
video of KG and Paul Pierce
when
he's telling him to? It's one of my favorite videos when he's telling him to come watch the picture of Edwin Diaz, right?
Yeah.
Was it Diaz? And
It's
he's
Diaz.
like, he's like, yo, come here, yo. He about to smoke this dude. He got the hardest intro in baseball, yo. Now, you're not watching, like, Kevin Garnett is not telling nobody to watch baseball, but because of this man's interest before he comes out to close the game, it's
Crossover
everything.
appeal.
That's Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned it because I immediately thought about Bobby Lashley because that's how it was when I was coming up. I remember everybody was like, "Yo, you seen a dude Lashley?" Like the joke was like, "Oh, that's Black Goldberg." That's how everybody. That's how everybody can relate to him. And I was like, I remember when people. Yeah, that's the same thing. Like they remembered, it was like, oh, that's somebody. Yeah, I don't. They weren't casual wrestling fans, but that was who wrestling fans could tell that non-wrestling fans, hey, come look at this dude. And that's especially in our community, Black History Month. So we're almost done. We're almost there, but this is an intriguing one. Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be someone that they're already trying to program us that he belongs in a similar space. This is someone that they're invested in. Someone and they're saying this is going to be a future main event player for us. This is a future. They say the same thing. A future WrestleMania main eventer, right? But I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like there's something missing, and I don't know what it is.
You too? Okay. All right.
It's because it's like because the intensity is there. The promos are good. Like he can carry himself on the mic, and his in-ring work is really intense. It's really, really good. But I feel like there's something that's missing. Like he needs and this is not saying what he needs. I'm saying I would like to see him have extended time learning from like a Bret Hart. You know what I mean? Because I'm assuming it's something that might be in ring that's missing, like as far as storytelling, like, okay, we know you got the intensity, but it's got to be something else to it. But this is someone they're like, yo, we got to get him going now because at some point he's going to turn this corner and he's going to be in this space. But right now I'm saying, I'm not sure. I'm seeing something missing, but I'm not exactly what it is. What do you guys think is, can Braun Breaker be in this similar spot? Can he be this guy that has potential to,
he's definitely going to be there. He's going to be there. I just don't know what it is. Like you said, I can't put my finger on it, but I do have that feeling also. Like, what is that one thing that he lacks as of right now? Is it like in-ring psychology? Is it, I don't know, selling more? I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you this.
Well, yeah.
I think it's not that he's lacking. I think it's too much of. I think it's the vision. It's too many people around him. Like, I would like to see when Braun Breaker's out there, I want to see him and him alone. Instead, I feel like the other people are a distraction.
Like he doesn't need a group.
Yeah, and just him and Paul Heyman. But to me, it brings down this aura. You know what I mean? Brunson Reed is Brunson Reed. Let him just go terrorize.
I never for real. I never he was the biggest thing before he broke both his ankles. Like he was tearing everybody.
Right.
I was like, why does he need to be in a group and be in somebody's muscle now?
Exactly.
Like why does he got to be the heater
with that old tribal thief shirt on?
Yeah, he's still rocking
That's funny.
And his G's.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. But so
and
that's
his
the
problem
thing.
needs your man bun.
Right.
I just don't think you need to have Braun Breaker with anybody. I think like everything y'all saying is right. I said, but I think it's too much around him. You know
That
what I
could be
mean?
it.
And Dwayne, you brought up a great point about maybe Bret Hart. It's funny you say that today because earlier I was listening to, one of them Undertaker talks. He was talking to somebody. I don't know if it was his part or somebody else's part. But the thing he brought up was he was like, he put on some of his best matches with Bret Hart, especially in '97, because Bret
That was a good
taught
year.
him how to work
Yeah.
as a wrestler, even with that character,
Right.
and how to tell great stories
Oh yeah,
in the
I've
ring.
heard him say that before.
That might have
Even
been
with
on
the
the Cody
character.
Rhodes. That might have been on the Cody Rhodes pod.
Maybe.
I think
Yeah.
so.
You know, Brian didn't want to mention nobody else's podcast. You know how that goes, brother.
Right.
You.
My bad.
I didn't even listen to that one yet.
Maybe it was. That's a good one. That's you want to see Cody
Yeah.
cut up. That's one.
Yeah.
I thought y'all said that. You know what I mean? But
Miz,
like, when
Miz
you-
was on the Undertaker's latest podcast, by the way. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep mentioning all these WWE fanatics podcast, Brian. I apologize. Sorry.
I
Go ahead.
see that. I seen it.
Did you watch
But I
it?
think but I did watch Cody and Jay. Oos.
Okay, so that's
You
what
know
I
when
didn't
Jay,
watch yet.
you know when Jay get comfortable with you when he say "ooh" 60 times.
Yeah,
It
might
was
have been
like
the,
160 times.
Yeah,
It
trust
was like
me.
every
man.
other word.
It might be the Wheatley American Vodkas. Wheatley. I'm not gonna do the jingle because they didn't pay us. But
Right.
see, I
It's
cut
so
that
good,
off.
Yep.
Yep.
They was like, how do you drink it? But I think that's the thing. He needs, if Triple H wasn't running things, I could see Bret
Oh,
Hart
Lord.
involved in WWE in some sort of capacity.
No way in the world.
And I think that he's such a good
This is not
asset to the
happening, bro.
business. He would
That
be
is not
just a
happening.
good. And, pay him to be a consultant though. Seriously, like send him
Yeah,
to
I agree with
Calgary. That's what I mean, not on the road. No.
Oh,
But
okay.
like,
I was thinking creative. Like, please don't put him
Oh,
in creative.
No, that would not work, boy.
Like, don't put Bret Hart in creative.
why not?
That's just,
He's not
I
gonna put
think
himself over.
he's not. But I think he's such a traditionalist.
He's
like
too
he comes,
old. Yeah.
his lineage is so old school. It is like it's so traditional. Like he couldn't help himself. He was like, well, this is what I think
but
is
yeah.
great. They're like, Brett, this is 2026. Well, okay, well, it doesn't make it good. You like Brett. All right, okay. I don't want to fight with you, Brett, but god dang it, meet me somewhere.
That's what I love when TJ Tyson Kidd said he watched the match with Brett. And I forgot, it may have been the Iron Man match or something. But he said he had to sit there and just sit there and watch the match. And then he's like, all right, so you tell me, point out some things. What did you notice? And this is like his lesson before. I think he was just becoming a producer, but it really helped him understand, like, okay, I know what I'm doing because he got that validation from Bret Hart. And we all know, like, if you're a Hart family kid, no matter which way you are, you need that validation from Uncle Brett.
Of course. Especially, him being an elder statesman now. Can you imagine if I was in there with Bret Hart, he's like, all right, now what did you notice? I'd have like, listen, you look better when you have the pink tights on the bottom and the black tights at the top with the white boot and the pink strap going to the side. You win all your matches when you dress like that.
100%.
So this is the last one.
Like, you wore all the matches I liked your gear. You lost.
Yeah, like, bro, listen, you pink on pink was cool, but only every once in a while. That's on
Iron
special
Man
occasion.
match. That gear was hard.
Yeah, but that was black. That was black on black though.
Yeah, everything about that. It was a beautiful match.
He has one pink on pink match that I actually enjoyed, which was him versus Roddy Piper for the IC title. That was
I like that. But that was similar to Royal Rumble.
but it's pink.
All right, I
though.
gotcha.
It's gotta be like you can do
No,
black
Royal
on black,
Rumble.
but it's-
Royal Rumble when he fought Razor. It was like the same gear, right?
I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it. Now you give me an excuse to go back to Bret Hart match. Thanks.
Right.
Like, I didn't need one, but you know what? Even better. Now I got something to watch. I'll go back and check. Do a gear check.
Yeah, there you go. See, I need Chalkline to get with it because they did that for Shawn Michaels and they did like a 9 layout where they like, all right, you guess which gear. And I remember TJ Perkins went through the whole thing. He's like, no, I'm a Shawn Michaels mark. And he gathered, like he was able to pick. You and Corey would have been able to easily do it. I was probably like a good 65%.
Ooh, it's D minus, buddy.
Hey,
So we got one more young guy. Now this is the real fresh face. We
Which
got
one?
Obafemi. Obafemi.
I see two young guys.
No, that's
And
we go Oba.
And you missing one too.
The one who looks princely. Who are you referring to, Brother Hugh?
Trick Williams.
We'll talk about him in a second. We'll
Yeah, he
finish with you.
needs more work though, but yeah.
We'll talk about Trick Williams. So Obafemi. What are we looking at? Because and I say this is because it's clear that WWE is treating him like a big deal because of
Took out your boys.
Yeah, what would you call it last week? What's the spot you call it? The what spot?
Diesel spot.
The diesel spot. Yes, when you come in and you put on a great performance even though you lose. Like a couple years ago, it was Gunta who had that spot. Couple years ago before that, it was Brock Lesnar.
Within the game, love it.
Yep.
But how do we feel? There's one thing. There's one thing that Obafemi has. He definitely has presence. He has aura. He has a look. He's got some. He's still a fresh face. Like this is a guy fresh out of college, right? Not fresh out of college, but this is previously he was a college athlete that went into pro wrestling. Is he someone that we're looking to have the same level of impact as the guys that we previously named, or is it too soon to say?
I feel like you could put the belt on him right now.
Tell us why, Brother Hugh. So now you're on the spot. Tell us why. What is it about Obafemi right now that you look at him and say, you know what, we can actually put this trap on him right now?
The major factors, you said it. The presentation, the presence. You know, he has that. He has his way of connecting with the fans. You know, the walk is viral. You know, the same thing with Penta right now. You can pull Penta and probably give him a championship, and everybody's gonna love him because he has the cool gear with the mask and the gloves, and he does the walk.
He's definitely a people's champion.
Exactly. So I mean, and Oprah showed his behind against Cody Rhodes, your champion.
Yes. Showed off.
Who's it? QB1, supposedly.
Allegedly.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I'm a Cody Rhodes guy. He's my favorite. He's my favorite right now. So I'm saying allegedly.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you could put the strap on him right now and you'll be okay. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you.
You have people to fight that he can fight. So
I mean, they did it with Warrior and it worked. Like I don't ever remember going as a kid. Warrior's in-ring work needs a little bit of polishing.
Thank you.
I never did. I was
Thank you.
It was never some hot garbage, but yeah,
it was never. As a kid, I never knew. I never knew.
We was invested. That man came running out to the ring, just shaking the ropes and just going crazy. I was like, yeah.
That's all I remember. I don't remember. I remember the beginning, nothing that happened when the bell rang, and the big splash at the end. And saying, God dang it, I wish I could paint my face. And one time I tried to, and it was a disaster. I put like finger paint on my face at camp, and I got a lot of trouble because it did not go the way that it was supposed to go. But I tried. Anyway.
Right.
But you know what though? I always say about Oba is because Brother Hugh said it, and what I was gonna say was, if all your stars got abandoned ship and you decided they hit $1 billion and decided to retire, and you had to throw the title on somebody right now, it's Obafemi.
See, that's big praise. Okay. That's big praise because that's the nature of the entire show of what we talked about, right? That's the nature of the entire show. Guys that can carry the company at that level. We're talking about a guy that's just starting out, and you both have already, and I'm agreeing with you. So it's really all three of us that have come on here and said, you know what? It's like you don't want to rush it, but it's like he might be the guy. Like if all else fails and everybody gets hurt and they got to hit the reset button.
I like to consider us NXT vets.
Yeah, I think so. We were there for
aficionados. What is what other wrestler can you think of when they was on the when they won the North American Championship that you said world champion main event of WrestleMania?
Oof. I was about to say Adam Cole until you said world champion main event of WrestleMania. So that main event of WrestleMania is a different class.
It's a different class.
It's a different class to do that.
That's money spot. He gives you y'all. Let me clean this up.
Go ahead.
Y'all played and toyed with us for so long. You can't even deny this if you wanted to.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I said that. I was going to say, this man. This is the first. To me, and it might be since I don't know. Like I said, I need to figure out a little bit more on our Black History Month spotlight with Luther Lindsay, but he's one of the first proud African superstars that is embraced by the world. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a big deal. Like this is the first time. Like he's not a gimmick. It's not a stereotype. He's himself.
Yeah.
Like he walks like an African king, and that is embraced by everybody. It's not like, oh, I like him, but I don't like the fact that he's doing all this. It's like no. He's that good. We're not paying attention to any of those things. Like because sometimes people will be prejudiced in a lot of areas. Like, oh, I don't like the fact that he's this or he's that, or why does he got to look like this or have this type of. It's like, no, this is genuinely who this man is.
Yeah.
And I have never seen anybody respond to him anything more than positive. Like, I think people might be too scared to boo him, but like when he comes out, he gets Goldberg chants. It's but I'm like, okay, nobody.
Crazy.
He didn't do that. He didn't come out there and start that on his own. He comes out there, he does his pose, his usher march, and when he walks to that ring, he means business. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. That's high praise. This is a big deal.
That memorable usher walk, you know.
That's it.
The kids will always be the measuring stick in pro wrestling. That's what people gotta understand.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
That's another bar.
that is the target audience. And when
Facts.
kids see
Always
him,
has been.
especially little church kids,
Yep.
they say, "Oh, here go that guy doing the usher walk."
Usher walk. Yep. If you grew up in church, you know what that walk is. If I don't, many churches have changed as far as their formats and tradition, but I know
And
for a fact,
that's
I know for a fact if we were kids and we had to do something when we walked, I said, bro, we would all be in the back gas like, bro, we about to walk like over Femi and just come out there. Just
about to kill
everybody
it.
Like, and the crazy part is our parents and grandparents and aunties are like, well, look at them marching like that. They look good marching the whole time. They're like, man, you have no idea. We coming down the aisle like over Femi. But like you said, children are the
that's what
benchmark.
it mean. Yo.
I'm telling you, I'm not too old to remember my child self. I'm still in there. I just happen to be older. I'm 27 now.
I'm just thinking, like, if we was growing up and there was Obafemi around, how we, I was an usher. I was an usher for, dang.
I wish there was footage of this. I need to see.
Yeah, I was an usher for literally 8-9 months, and then I started playing drums. Shout out, rest in peace, Norman. But we would sit there, and he was the my guy who just passed away. He was the usher leader. He was like, y'all gotta get that walk together, and we all used to have to,
big deal,
But like, you imagine me and my god brother. If there was an Obafemi around, we would have been no good. And then imagine us with phones, we'd have been playing the music in Usher anniversary. Because Usher, y'all think choir anniversary rehearsal is something?
Oh boy,
Usher anniversary rehearsal. You doing marching 30 times.
Dark side of the Usher board.
and then
dark side movies,
and then you hope to get paired up with the cute girl. You're like, no, put me with hers, because you had to walk around, then you had to go grab, and then you had to walk together.
No, oh jeez, it's like Youth Day 1997. I'm not a fan of those type of things, but it's okay.
I wasn't either. But then I started playing drums.
Well, see, then you got to stay in the pocket, Brian. Stay in the pocket.
Yep. And look, that was always the threat. If I didn't stay on the pocket, you're going back to the usher board. Sheep's on the left, goats on the right.
Yeah, little white gloves. So we got an honorable mention. We talk about Trick Williams. Trick Williams can captivate an audience. Trick Williams has presence. Trick Williams has a gift of gab. His in-ring work is going to catch up to him. But where do we see him? I know Brother Guy had said that at one point his hope would be is that one day Trick Williams can have the same impact on young black people as Booker T had on us. Booker T was flat out representation for us. Like he was a brother. He wasn't like a black guy that came out dancing, and he wasn't a disco guy, nothing. He was what's up? I'm from Harlem. We like, yo, this dude is a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like he was somebody we all related to. Like, and he was the only one, for the longest time. We had Norman Smiley coming out there doing a big wiggle, but it was like, who's going to relate to Norman Smiley doing a big wiggle? But like, Harlem Heat to come, hey man, we here and we the brothers and it's finna go down. We like, yo, he talked like us. He was just flat out representation, right? And I remember Brother Guy's whole thing was like, man, I hope that Trick Williams can be that for this generation of African American pro wrestling fans, and not just African American pro wrestling fans, but fans around the world. How do we feel about Trick Williams? Because it's like he's definitely got it. The only thing is he's a half a step slow in the ring. But like I said, that will all take care of itself over time. But when that man got in a rumble and he kept his coat on and he was
Really,
wrestling, I was like, yo, this dude gets it. That is hilarious. Like he kept his, first of all, his lemon pepper steppers. He gets in there with a mink white coat, and I'm like, yo, this is, you can tell he's under the learning tree of Booker T, because Booker T, y'all remember that spot he did in TNA?
Yeah,
when he had that red robe on, and he had the microphone in his hand, and he was
said,
calling
"Oh my
his
God, I
own
got
spots.
PD in the corner. Got PD in the corner." He said, "About the line of a big kick. About the line of a big kick." Oh,
He got hit. Said, oh, I was like, yo, and so that's exactly what it reminded me of when Williams did that, and I was like, man, he has a level of presence. Even him calling out Drew McIntyre, you know what I mean? Even just that little exchange. I'm like, bro, this young dude looks like he can hang with these main eventers. I'm afraid you can't put him in the ring too early because you don't want him to look crazy. But he has a level of presence that I'm saying, I don't know, man. I think he's going to be a major player. How you guys feeling about Trick Williams in a similar space as what we've talked about today, as far as these young people, you know, kind of eventually one day, maybe potentially getting in the same stratosphere as a Roman Reigns, or CM Punk, and then these guys like the Cody Rhodes and the Seth Rollins and guys like that.
You said it long before we even noticed him, man. He has the most upside out of everybody, to be honest.
I called it. Remember that?
You definitely did.
Remember when him and Melo were a little group, a little tandem?
Yeah.
I know stuff, man. I'm proud of myself. I know talent when I see it.
I'm proud of you too, but yeah.
Thank 100%. You, brother Hugh.
100%. He
Brian Akers is a John Morrison kind of guy. He believes in those guys.
Wow.
He believes in John Morrison. He believes in guys that like flipping and breakdance and stuff. But go ahead, brother. You're going to say something nice about me. I want to hear this.
I was about to say, you were just absolutely correct. That's it. That's literally it.
Thank you.
Trick, you don't have to worry about his in-ring ability too much, because now at this point in time, you got to remember he's on the main roster with veterans, with dance partners.
And he's got so many other tools.
Exactly. They're going to school him in the ring. Plus, we all know, as a wrestler nowadays, or as a superstar nowadays in the WWE, nobody cares about your wrestling in the ring. As long as you can get over with the crowd and show your character, you're good.
It's enough. Yeah.
And he is 100% over. You hear his music hit, the crowd goes crazy on Rhea Ripley levels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
so. He's good. He's good.
I like the Rhea Ripley being the measuring stick right there. Like
that's for real though. Like Rhea Ripley she went. Charlotte made her, and she turned in exactly what they thought she was going to be.
Yep.
But yeah, man, this is a good show. We had to answer the question. We had to ask the question: can Roman Reigns do it? There's no doubt that he does not have the pedigree to make it happen, but I think the real challenge and the real conversation pusher has to be, hey, how does Roman Reigns do it in 2026? We could do a part 2 of this episode, but we are out of time. So it's not about necessarily asking the question of can or will, but it's like, is it possible? Can it have the same impact? Listen to me, only time will tell. And we are looking forward to that moment, because CM Punk is facing off against Roman Reigns on the grandest stage of them all. It's the last WrestleMania you'll see in the United States until they go to Saudi and make a decision what happens after that. Don't listen to Brother Hugh. He's convinced it's the last one, but it's probably not. They already made the announcement that the Rumble is coming back to stateside, so don't even try to make it seem like it.
Come on, bro. They can have a Rumble. They just wanted it one time. Actually, that was just a ploy, because, you know, they didn't want to give him WrestleMania at first. So it was like, all right, we'll give you the Rumble. And see what you think. And then they came back and added a couple more zeros and was like, look, we getting WrestleMania. Stop playing with me.
They said, wow. No, I don't think you heard me. I said we want WrestleMania. Oh, right. Yeah, I hear you now.
Mm-hmm. Not WrestlePalooza. We want WrestleMania.
All right, call a team meeting, right. Everybody. Call a team meeting, everybody. Listen, I know you're not going to like this, but by the time you go home, you'll enjoy those WrestleMania checks. Brock Lesnar gonna be the first one front row, front and center with his shirt
100%. Yeah,
they like him over there.
They love him.
They love him.
Like Brock Lesnar gets paid. He don't play about that money. Like, how much they giving us? Of course I'll be there, front row.
Shoot, you might see Kevin Nash out there.
Kevin, if he could, you think if he couldn't? You think if he couldn't? You kidding me? What?
Where's the check? All right.
Yeah. What?
Hunter told me he wanted me to come. I said, all right, I'll get over there.
How much are they paying, brother? What?
What you want me to, you want me to text myself again? What you want me to do?
Yeah, you know what? It is what I'll even do. I told him I'd do him a solid. You know, I was giving, what's her name, Raquel Rodriguez advice. I'll even accompany her to the ring. We could have, you know, Big Sexy and Big Daddy Cool. We can be there together.
Yeah,
we don't need you to do that, Nash. No, I mean, that's the
hey man, listen, we just wanted you to make an appearance, bro. We didn't need you to do all that. He gave you a whole
easiest thing I could do. I wouldn't feel right not taking the money.
Nah, that's what it is. He wants that payday, anyways.
That's a huge man, by the way. My bad.
No, he's in his 50s. Is he in his 60s yet? He's not that old, is he?
Is he 60?
No, man, I'd be losing track.
I can't keep up.
Yeah,
let's just assume he's late 50s. Nah, he's a jack dude.
Krista B reminded me of that night in Cleveland. When I said that, I said, she was like, no, you stood there. I said, I was trying not to interrupt. She said, yeah. And then when I asked her for a picture, or no, we was talking, then you just said, you ain't even like the NWO.
Oh, she petty.
No, I said that to her.
Oh, her too, yeah.
And then she was like, and she ended up taking the picture, and I interrupted it.
Right.
And not interrupted, I photobombed it.
That
was on accident. But he told me
it was.
I said, my bad.
On purpose. Don't.
I said, it's my birthday. He was like, happy birthday. Hollywood.
He knew what he was doing. Knew exactly what the heck he was doing.
Right.
Follow some.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. No,
I was gonna say real quick. One thing. I got on Elimination Chamber 2021, and I love watching these. Like, not so much 10 years later, but like 2-3 years later. Like when you see Bianca and Sasha team up, Bianca really looks like a baby compared to now. Like she like wrestling against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. It's like, oh, look at baby Bianca. Now she like the truth.
Yeah.
But Drew, I mean, even Drew though here, you know, he was the champ.
Yeah, it's you in wrestling years. So much can happen in such a wrestling year amount of time. It's like, man, they look like completely different people from time to time.
I mean,
a couple years apart, but you still not a Hulkamaniac.
You hear what he said about Montez?
Oh,
had a couple of slices of cake. Too many of them.
Man, dirty. That's what happens. You sit home for too long.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just trying to bulk up. Maybe
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because he did it before. Remember?
Because what you call
he made a couple of jumps.
Yeah.
Swerve was doing it. You see that awkward, phase. Maybe if he shouldn't wear the shirt. I mean,
even
Jimmy
Triple H
Uso
was there
do it all the time
at one point in time.
Yeah,
remember Triple H?
Yeah, he wasn't putting nobody over.
I remember Triple H I remember he did a match against Del Rio in a t-shirt. I said, oh yeah, he doesn't. I said, yeah.
Get this.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah. Anyways, follow us on all our social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube at The Wrestling Realm. YouTube.com/Wrestling Realm. Don't forget to follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _. Fellas, we are on the road to WrestleMania. We're 2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber. We're here, fellas. This is going to be a big one. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't rather have these moments and conversations with anybody else in the world. So I'm glad that we're here to have them together. So wrestling fans, as I say every week, stay wrestling fans. Be yourself. Enjoy what you enjoy. Like what you like. And until then, we will see you next week. We are out of here. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestling realm.